useless. Utterly useless. I knew it from the start. Without Bjorn, I would not have got this far. Without my skills in the dream, I'm nothing. I can't even break into a bloody car. I don't understand, though. Why didn't they take me as well? Don't they want both of us? Is this even the same enemy? One of the many others we seem to have gained. I can't give up now, though. We've come too far. I refuse to lose. Yet there is nothing more I can do. Aside from the one thing I said I would never do again. I don't have a choice. I can't let them win. Together, we need to take them all down. If I have to go down with them, it's a price I'm willing to pay. This is Red Moon role-playing.
There's a black sun that emits a mix of darkness and yellow light at the horizon. It's very large. There's a presence there, a presence larger than you can comprehend. It stares right into your soul, Carver. Lose one stability. And it is coming closer and closer. Or is it you that is moving? What do you do?
I feel a moment of panic, for I don't remember this from before, but then I don't remember what happened. I start chanting some basic rites of protection, and again chanting what I think are the aftermath of the initial summoning ritual, the trying to place myself in protection, stating my desire, and also stating that he should be bound, not too forcefully. He shouldn't have been summoned that much, only a little, and that he only is needed for a few moments, and again repeating that I know, even though I seem to be here in this illusion, that physically I should still be in the circle with the protection ward around me. That's very important in these sort of rituals. If you break the circles or leave them, things go wrong. I know that much, at least.
Yes, you hope that you are right about that, but there's something about this presence, something about it that tells you that this cannot be bound, and it is not so much so that you have traveled here, but rather that you have been pulled here. You feel a hand on your shoulder. You look behind you, and it is your sister. She looks like she did when you last saw her.
As in reality or in the dream world?
As in reality, the last time that you met her in reality. When was that?
Probably at least 5, 6 years ago. No, that was a phone call. Probably much further back, maybe even 10 years ago. Probably the last time I went back to England. I think it would have been right after she'd just got out of one of the care homes or asylums there. You know, she would be with the same age, so 10 years ago she'd been about 27, I think. Still quite young.
She gives you a hug. It feels good. You know that this isn't my true shape, right? She says, or perhaps rather it says with Jen's voice. I picked this from your memories.
I sort of steel myself from this embrace of a hug, and I kind of try and make sure that whatever happens, I don't move too much. keeping the idea that even if I'm wherever I am, movement is still important. It has to be. I know it is. I do now.
Yes. This was the only human you actually seemed to care about. Well, there was a blonde man as well, but your feelings surrounding him seemed more complex. She moves away from you and sits down on the water, motioning for you to do the same. You're standing on the water. This isn't how things are supposed to be.
I suppose I think to myself, sitting is fine as I don't move from my spot. I shall sit where I'm standing. I feel a trickle of fear then, because part of me wasn't expecting it to be this intense, and also, I don't have a name. I mean, if it's never named before, although perhaps it was somewhere in the ritual. I suppose at this point I might, because those memories I've always held back myself. Do I dare try and think, try and remember? I so often try not to. But again, with the flashbacks and everything, I feel at this point, like, can I remember anything?
No, the memories are still somewhere deep inside. They will come out, but this is not the time. You see her true shape. She is 3 meters tall at least, a monstrosity of metal, flesh, tubes, and plastic. She looks like Vogel. I am a soldier who loyally serves my master, she says, and motions to the black sun. You are a servant as well, I see. Chigidio? The child that will not behave, that will not fulfill his role in the play. But I sense that you have no loyalty to the blood-stained patriarch. He is using you, is he not?
Yes. Yes, he is. I have no true loyalty to this creature. If anything, I would seek to undo him, or at least his schemes.
Good. Good. Then our interests align. They align perfectly.
Who is your master?
Come now, true names are not given out just like that.
Then perhaps an acronym or a symbol?
She motions again to the black sun. You may call me Isosha. You have come looking for something, James. What is it?
I take a deep breath and go, you will know enough to know that I did not seek the usual. There was certainly not enough of us for the ritual. Is that why perhaps you've come so openly? Normally you're supposed to be contained by the force, that only myself doing it caused this.
There are important things surrounding you, James. You are part of something quite large, much larger than I think you will ever fully comprehend. And that makes our meeting special. It makes it out of the ordinary. I can give you what you want. You are worried about your friend, are you not?
I let out a little bitter laugh as I think I realise how silly really I was being in causing this ritual. I think I feel quite affirmed from what he said that my ritual probably was meaningless. It's more the situation I'm in now, where my presence is obviously very open to these beings, that perhaps just drew him to me quicker than he normally would have come. Still, I'm here now, I suppose. That's what I'm thinking, I'll then say out aloud. I did not conduct the ritual in the normal way. I did not want things from you, physical things. I didn't want power. I didn't want to summon you to do my bidding. I didn't want to even try and bind you really, other than for protection. You know all that. Yes, I just wanted... My situation just required information. That was it, just information.
You will know where your friend is when we are done. The heat continues to shimmer around you. The black sun has now engulfed the entire horizon. We can make a pact, you and I. I give you what you seek, and I give you the power to get it. And in exchange, you give me something. You give me your body when you no longer have any use of it. Sound fair? Your mind, your soul, I will not take them. They will be yours to keep. All I need is your body. In return for the power to save your friend and to save yourself and all those that you care about. All you need to do, Carver, is you need to give me a kiss, and our pact will be sealed.
I will embrace and kiss this thing.
You kiss Jen. There's a sudden violent taste of metal, of oil. The blood and oil fills up your mouth, your throat, your lungs. Your nose starts to bleed. Tattoos appear on your hands and arms, elaborate signs and drawings, instructions for incantations. The tattoos creep up along your neck, and they cover your eyes. You can see them covering your entire vision, and then everything is black. And you are back again. Jen's voice whispers in your head. Rise, disciple. We now serve the same God. You can summon them now. You can summon those that are eternally tortured in Inferno, the sinners, the purgatides, many of them, or you can call upon Isosha. They are yours to command and to bring forth whenever you need them, but there is a cost, Carver. Your sanity.
Despite the horror of all that just happened, can I get a stability for this sudden burst of knowledge of this power I now contain? Does this count as something new?
It does. You have learned many new things in this visit. You think you will need this sanity as you explore your new powers.
Where am I now? What's going on? Now I'm coming to my senses. What do I look like, and where are we?
You're back in the hospital. Dr. Lictor has passed out on the floor. The candles are still burning. He seems to be sleeping.
How do I look? I looked down where I saw all these things a moment ago. Are they still there?
Yeah, the tattoos are there, all over your hands, arms, and and it seems to be on your back too, but not your neck or face.
I start to pull on my clothing to try and cover them as much as possible. What have I done? No, it's I needed to do this. And I just think of the claws, and there'll be one thought quite clear in my mind. Maybe if Ousha can be destroyed, at least I can take him with me, maybe. I don't have time to think about that now. Very well. Do I know where he is?
You know exactly where he is and how to get there, and there's a black Trabant waiting to take you there.
I start to rise. I don't even bother clearing away the ritual. I feel my arms, I feel my back. I feel sullied. I feel dirty. And I feel like I've learnt nothing. Well, other than the information I have just received. But no, I've repeated something. Although, was this always the plan? Is that the reason I lived? I will find that out. I feel for a moment that if I must be damned, I will at least achieve what I need before I go. And yes, I go to the car. I'm going to go and get Bjorn.
Yes, and as you sit yourself behind the wheel, you feel strength in this world, in our world, the same strength that you felt in the dream. You are not the same as you were before the ritual. You are something greater. You are a disciple of a higher power now. Björn, you feel a sharp pain. Someone's cutting into your flesh, and then intense heat that makes your senses scream for you to wake up.
Ah!
You open your eyes. You are in a familiar place. It's the apartment in Hamburg. You're in the living room, but everything is charred and burnt. Here and there, the art you had on the walls and covers of those old books that have somehow survived the fire can be seen. The crinkled up bronze statue has melted a bit, but it's still there. You're shackled to a metal chair with handcuffs and leg shackles. A woman enters your view. She reminds you of someone. Yes, there's a resemblance of him. Björn, min bror. She's blonde with grey eyes, wearing a very expensive-looking white pantsuit. No, what am I saying? Let's not play any more games. The intense heat is back. There's a man in a black trench coat and a beanie that's applying a blowtorch to your arm. He smiles a bit as he does this, taking pleasure in tormenting you.
Stop! Fuck! Who are you? What? Oh, fuck, no, it's you. Sandra.
I don't know who you are, but I don't really care. Just tell me the truth. Did you kill him?
Sandra, and I try to focus now and think what would be the best way here. If I confessed, what would you do? What would you do? Would you kill me?
You can try to read a person to find out more about how she may react.
Until I sort of properly analyze the situation as much as I can, I'm gonna try and hold out and see what I can get from it. I'm trying to read her. And read a person, I have -2, so 15.
15, that gives you 2 questions to ask.
I wonder, what are you about to do? Or rather, what do you wish I would do?
If she simply wanted to take revenge, she could just have killed you. She didn't need to bring you all the way to Hamburg and apply a blowtorch to you. Clearly, there is something that she wants, something that she is... something that she needs you to cooperate with in order to make happen. Yes, that must be it. She's looking for something, and she needs you to be cooperative for it.
I hunch over and, you know. I guess you already know.
I need you to say it.
Why? Why do you want?
I need to know.
I'm sorry. I really didn't want it to come to this. It was for me. It was for me and my family. We would have been hunted. Hunted down. Look, I know Björn was... I know more about him than you probably think. He was a good person. He was a saint. And you have to believe it when I tried to really... I tried my best to live up to his legacy.
But you did kill him.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Yes, I figured as much. gets a bit emotional and turns away. But it's only for an instant, and then she collects herself. Okay. Once we have come to an agreement here, and you are sufficiently convinced, you will sign the company over to me. Handelman and the attorneys will authenticate your signature. Are we agreed? She asks, and the man brings the blowtorch close again.
Hey, we're still talking. No need for that.
He stops.
Where do you want to go with this? What do you want to do with the company? Are you gonna follow Bjorn, or what he would have wanted to do?
I'm going to take back what belongs to the family, and it will be the family's going forward, and you will be out of the equation.
This is strange to me. I think it feels really, really strange, but there's a relief. There's a strange, huge relief, and I start to feel tears in my eyes, realizing that I just admitted this. I admitted the murder of Björn to his sister. And just the thought of releasing the facade, releasing the face of Björn, and also the company which has been my life for the last, what is it now, 7 years? It's like she wants me to do something that I almost want myself. I don't care what happens to me. I mean, I didn't really take his identity for his money or for the life that I lived. It was to get away. I look up and I look at her. I didn't want this. I say to her, I didn't want the company. I didn't want the money. Like I said, I just wanted to do the best I could with what he had. It's all yours. I'll happily disappear out of your life forever, if that's what you want.
Good. It's good to see that you could be reasoned with. And here I thought this was going to be difficult. Although, I do need to ensure you don't change your mind. I hear that when the pain reaches a certain level, the mind just... She snaps her fingers. Snaps. Hope dies, and then you are broken. And you become a puppet who does what it is told. Shall we try this? The cuts and the intense heat returns. And you find yourself unable to answer her. The pain is so intense, so extreme. Every nerve in your body is just screaming with it. And you receive a serious wound. And we go back to Carver. The building on Neuer Jungfernstieg has been badly ravaged by the fire. It's still holding together somehow, though. The entrance is blocked off by yellow tape. There's a white van parked outside. Could that be the one? Could that be them? You see Björn's apartment up there. There's people. You can see them through what used to be a window. You can call forth your soldiers. As long as you can basically see part of the location where you want the illusion to crumble, you can bring them forth when you are ready.
I suppose I'll just sit there in the car for a moment, slowly withdrawing my right arm and looking at these symbols that now cover my skin. They fill me with revulsion, but I suppose they also must fill me with a sense of power.
Oh, yes.
I don't like that feeling. But I imagine myself looking at the building, and I suppose it must now be... Is it really easy to perhaps see the the reality behind the illusion of what the building really is.
Yes, the illusion is very weak here. You see short moments of something industrial, something machine-like, somewhere beneath it all, and you see him there, you feel his presence. Björn is there. He's in great pain.
And I can sense where he is, and maybe where he is. Could it be as simple as asking them to bring him to me? Is that all I have to do now? Just point. My hand sort of almost on its own accord just starts reaching to this spot I can now see. I imagine in reality it would look like me just gesturing my hand to one of the tall, to the building, focusing on one of the windows. And I just want him to be brought to me.
And you know exactly what you need to do. You know the incantation that you need to do. It is right there on your arm. You make the signs in the air before you call out the name. And I want you to roll a plus soul here for your summoner ability.
8, 9, 10, 11.
You will only have control of what you bring forth this one time here. They will not follow you past this location. The question that you now need to answer is, will you call forth the dead? Well, dead. Not so much dead as tortured, burnt. The sinners. The purgatides. Will you pull them out? Many of them. Or will you call Isosha, the 3-meter tall being of pure destruction? Who will you call?
I suppose I'm not really thinking of him. Not yet, not now. I just see those tortured souls, and I just imagine them coming forth from where I know they are, for they're always there, aren't they? Not everywhere, perhaps, but certainly in many places where there's suffering and pain. I think I could see them, yes. I just need them to get him out of there. It's all I need. As I say the symbol, I say the gestures, and a little part of me feels like I've just stepped one final step too far. It's too late now.
Yes, you lose one stability, and as you look to the building there, you see something happening. A silver Dodge van arrives. 3 others follow it. Men and women armed with AKs start to stream out of them. They all have black armbands. The leader of them has a swollen face and a broad-brimmed hat. You can hear him. You can hear what he says. Go in there and get him. He carries the sacred mark. Our God will reward us for bringing him back. The SA will rise again through this. I will get the other one. And he turns his attention to where you are. And him and a group of 4 of his soldiers start moving towards you, Carver, as the others stream into the building.
Yeah, this is unexpected. I will... Shit, do I need to do it again already?
You may have to. You cannot bring forth any more of the tortured souls right now, but Isosha could be called, yes?
My instincts go now towards a fear. Again, for a moment, I suppose I've been feeling quite strong, but now confronted with direct confrontation. Can I really? Do I have? And again, I suppose a little part of me just says yes, you can, and I will again try to more immediately roll for myself now.
Yes. You have the power here. You can do this. You shall roll again for your summoner, yes, a plus soul roll.
Yes. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yes, Isosha will be with you for as long as you want him to be. with you.
In this case, I'm being very literal now, as I just imagine something coming up between me and these men approaching, and I just hold the hand and wrench forth a tear and just bring forth what I can, and
you see something tearing its way through the illusion, and you lose another stability. Björn, you scream. Between the screams, you see her looking at you, bemused. She's taking pleasure in this, pleasure in her revenge. Is she justified in her revenge?
In many ways, I think she is. I think in some ways she is justified to kill me. But still, I already gave her what she said she wanted. How do I get her to stop, would be my question.
You think that the only way you can get her to stop is to kill her. That is the only way. And suddenly the blowtorch is ripped away, and what looks like a badly burnt, scarred corpse, still impossibly alive, grabs the man with the trench coat, grabs his head and bites into his neck. He screams. Sandra, she sees this and she screams as well. And
holy shit!
She rushes you and jumps on you on the chair. She's holding a knife, Björn. She looks panicked and frenzied. She has probably never seen anything like this ever before. There are many of these beings in the room. There's not just the one. She is completely panicked and she must have snapped. She has become her revenge personified. She holds out the knife towards you and pushes towards your neck. There, Björn. It will all be okay soon. It will all be okay. Soon we will play again together, just like we did when we were children. She's forcing the knife to your throat.
Am I stuck? I mean, my hands and legs are
Yes,
still bound.
The only thing you can control is your neck.
Is she within head reach for me to headbutt her face or something?
You try, but you're too weak. The tranquilizer, it's still in your system. You feel the blood starting to come as the blade penetrates the skin. You receive a serious wound as the knife cuts into your throat and warm blood runs down your throat. And then a thud, and her head is turned into a mushy cloud of red smoke. The knife is right next to you, in reach of your hands. The scarred corpses are murdering these men that were with her, the men in trench coats.
Is there any way I can wrench loose out of this? I don't know, or
act under pressure.
I roll 14.
A 14
for the act under pressure.
And you use the knife, and you're able to get out of the shackles. You're able to use the metal to get out of it. You are trained in this, after all. You know how to escape from these kinds of conditions, and you are free. Around you is a completely chaotic scene. Men who are fighting otherworldly beasts. You look towards where the shot came from. It's out there from a building on the other side of the street. There's brief glare that hits what looks to be night vision goggles and a scope.
Over. This is chaos. I don't have time to think about what I wanted and what not from Sandra, but I'll have to go for my, is there any gun free, or can I help wrench a gun free from some of these men?
You start to look around, and then you feel the blood streaming out of your neck. You have to move your hand up, and you look down on your body. It's covered in cauterized wounds. You have been cut, and then the blowtorch has cauterized them and sealed the wounds, and you feel so weak, Björn. You have never felt this weak before in your life. You have to get out of here. You just have to get out. The men in trench coats, they're fighting a losing battle. And then the sound of AK fire. Men and women with AKs and black armbands enter the fray as well. First, seemingly panicked by what they see, but then it's as if they have seen it before. They are resolute. They start attacking the corpses, the the burnt bodies. They're being gradually pushed back. There's a lot of them, but these are high-powered rifles. Carver, you are outside, and you have just called forth Isosha. The 3-meter-tall being is holding a massive blade that it grips with, well, it's not hands. It is just it. It cleaves the man with the swollen face in two and throws his friends to the ground, killing at least 3 of them instantaneously. It just stands there then, looking at you, seemingly waiting for commands. And that is when you hear police sirens. Many police cars. And there are helicopters too. Björn, you hear this as well. The group changes and divides their focus. They look outside and they start to see police cars arriving here. They start firing out the window. They divide their attention firing out the window and against the beings in here. Some of the members start drawing up circles, chanting. They are summoning something as well. You're moving now, you're holding your throat.
I do just what you said. I keep the pressure on the wound. I keep my hand tight against it, and I need to get out of here as fast as I can because this is turning into complete chaos. And I kick away any member, anything standing in my way to just get out.
Yes, you can roll to act under pressure to try to get out of this situation. You cannot fight any of these beings or any of these people. You would not be strong enough, but they are focused on other things than you. You might be able to get out of here.
My whole body just screams with pain from all the burn wounds and the everything. So it's feels like I'm in hell, basically. 8 plus 4, 12.
12. Yes. You rush through the combat zone, bullets fly by you, blood splatters on you as bodies fall in front of you. There's plaster, dust, gunpowder, ash, death. And then the floor gives way, making you fall down to the next level. And another. You are on the ground floor now. Roll to endure injury from this fall.
16.
You are able to land in a way that doesn't harm you. It still hurts like hell though, but no long-term damage.
And I try to roll to the side so nothing follows and lands on me as this hole must have started spreading.
Yes, and you are now on ground level and you have a way to get out on the street. And you look out and you see Grenzschutzgruppe 9, GSG 9, the elite police tactical unit. They've arrived, full military gear and gas masks. They are fighting a seemingly endless stream of burnt bodies that have appeared seemingly out of thin air on the street here. Carver, you see this happening as well. You're by your car, you have Isosha close by.
I will now try and drive closer to the entrance to this place. As I do this, I'm sort of taking everything in, and I'm smiling. I am laughing. It feels fun to have to feel not powerless anymore. It feels exhilarating, doesn't it?
Yes. This is fun.
Yes. And I say as I'm driving, I just sort of say, I don't even know if he can hear me, but I suppose, of course he can hear me. Yusha, clear a path, please. We need to go.
Yes, and Isosha starts pushing things aside, throwing bodies around, pushing these tortured souls, these burned bodies aside to open up space for you to get close to the building. Someone fires a rocket launcher into a group of the corpse-like beings, and Björn, a large explosion throws you to the ground. Bodies are shred to pieces all around you. Your ears are ringing.
Holy hell. I try to stagger up and think maybe I should get out through the back door or the fire escape?
The soldiers are winning, you see, and they are advancing on the house. They're firing gas canisters into the building. It doesn't smell of anything. Tear gas would smell acidic, like vinegar. Meaning that it's something
shit.
much worse than that. Nerve gas?
Oh,
Sarin?
yes. Nerve gas. I need to get out from the back.
Yes. I want you to roll another act under pressure to make it to the waiting Trabi.
13.
You make it close to the car, but then there's a soldier in front of you. He's pointing his weapon to you, and he's yelling at you to put your hands up in the air. And just as he does that, he's crushed by a giant blade that just makes minced meat out of his entire body, and a 3-meter tall being of metal and flesh stands before you, looking at you. And the Trabi's close to you now. You can get in.
I will honk and be sort of like honking, and again like trying to draw attention to the car and just sort of shout out, "Bjorn, time to go, friend."
What the hell? I go to open the back seat and throw myself in.
Yes, and just as you enter the car, you look towards the scene behind you. You see, this isn't just police, this is military. This is a military operation. There's snipers firing from the helicopters. The entire building has been gassed, and people are lobbing in grenades. Standing by a van, it looks like a police van, perhaps belonging to GSG-9, is a red-haired woman in her 30s. She's wearing a Bundeswehr uniform, holds a Heckler & Koch G3 in her one arm and a bloody knife in the other. She's the only one that doesn't seem to bother with a gas mask. But she's not what she appears to be, Bjorn. The illusion hides what is a 2.5-meter tall being, grotesquely fat and naked, with blue pulsating organs underneath the almost translucent skin. The eyes are large and misshapen. She sees you, Bjorn. The lictor of the eternal, the conqueror, Netzach. She approves of your actions, Bjorn. She shows you visions of Berlin, of the Germanische Gemeinschaft, the building detonated and scores lying dead on the streets, the Slavic Association, ablaze. Her enemies have been vanquished, and Berlin is hers. All thanks to you, Bjorn. After all, you are the one that cut off the head of the snake. And you get into the car. Carver, you're sitting in the front there, and Bjorn comes into the back.
I will look back to him, and probably you can tell him that I don't look like I should at all. I would have been cowering and panicking at all this, but instead I just smile. I'm pleased to see him. And I just put the pedal down hard as I say to Ishosha again, "Clear us a path, we are going." And I will just start driving forwards. I mean, I'm not going to deliberately drive into the heaviest resistance, but I am going to try and go for where, the least opposition, the path with the least opposition in front of us, and just drive through, expecting him, knowing that he will clear us a path.
And he does. He rushes in front of you and swings his mighty blade, and you leave behind Neuer Jungfernstieg. You leave behind Bjorn's apartment, the place where it all began. You have to get out of here now. You have to find the incarnate. The boils are itching, the clock is ticking. And you find yourself driving eastward, leaving Berlin behind. Somewhere out there, Mother Russia awaits.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the campaign The Black Madonna for the tabletop role-playing game KULT Divinity Lost.
The Black Madonna was originally constructed by Gunilla Jonsson and Mikael Petersen in 1991, with additional material for the 2017 edition by Marco Berman, Matthias Fredriksson, Petter Nallo and Robin Liljenberg. KULT Divinity Lost is published by Helmgast. The music was created by Atrium Carceri and is used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Visit cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel to hear more excellent dark ambient. A new episode of Red Moon Roleplaying is released every Friday. Please like our Facebook page and give us comments, input and feedback there. You can also visit us at redmoonroleplaying.com. Finally, a big thank you to all supporters. If you want to show your appreciation and encourage our work, look out for us on Patreon and see if you want to support the show there. While the show will always be free of charge to our listeners, Patreon supporters will have access to extra material, such as a bonus podcast where we answer your questions about the campaign and role-playing games in general. If you just can't wait, you can even get access to the full-length, raw and unedited versions of our gaming sessions way before they are released as finished episodes. Thanks for listening. Looking forward to meeting again next week.